Hello everybody, welcome back to my reading of the Enuma Elish, one of the Babylonian creation myths. This is Tablet 5, in which Marduk creates the universe. He made the positions for the great gods. He established in constellations the stars, their likenesses. He marked the year, described its boundaries. He set up 12 months of 3 stars each. After he had patterned the days of the year, he fixed the position of the Nibiru to mark the stars' relationships. Lest any make an error or go astray, he established the positions of Enlil and Ea in relation to it. He opened up gates on both sides of her ribs. He made strong bolts to left and right. In her liver he established the heights. He made the moon appear, entrusted to him the night. He assigned to him the crown jewel of nighttime to mark the day of the month. Every month, without ceasing, he exalted him with a crown. At the beginning of the month, waxing over the land, you shine with horns to mark 6 days. At the 7th day, the disk as half. In the 15th day, you shall be in opposition, at the midpoint of each month. When the sun faces you from the horizon of heaven, wane at the same pace and form in reverse. At the day of disappearance, approach the sun's course. On the 30th day, you shall be in conjunction with the sun a second time. I defined the celestial signs, proceed on their path, approach each other, and render oracular judgment. The sun shall, killing oppression, me. When he, the valiant, the sun, in, let there arise no, let there be, in, daily. After he made the night, he made the day. The year was equal in days and nights. At New Year, another year, let the doorbolt of sunrise. After he had assigned and fixed the watches of night and day, the foam of Tiamat, Marduk created. He compacted the foam into clouds and made them billow. To raise the wind, to cause rainfall, to make mists steam, to pile up her spittle as snow, he assigned to himself, put under his control. He set down her head and piled dirt upon it. He opened underground springs, a flood was let flow. From her eyes he undammed the Euphrates and Tigris. He stopped up her nostrils. He heaped up high-peaked mountains from her dugs. He drilled through her waterholes to carry off the catchwater. He coiled up her tail and tied it as the great bond. Apsu beneath, at his feet. He set her crotch as the brace of heaven. Spreading half of her as a cover, he established the earth. After he had completed his task inside Tiamat, he spread his net, let all within escape. He formed the of heaven and netherworld, tightening their organization and... After he had designed his prerogatives and devised his responsibilities, he put on lead ropes, entrusted those to Ea. The tablet of destinies which he took from Kingu and brought away, as the foremost gift he took away, he presented it to Anu. The of battle, which he had fastened on and set on his head, he led before his fathers. And as for the 11 creatures that Tiamat created, he smashed their weapons, he tied them to his feet. He made images of them and set them up at the gate of Apsu, lest ever after they be forgotten, let this be the sign. When the gods saw, they rejoiced and were glad, Lachmu and Lhamu and all his fathers. Anshar embraced him, proclaimed his salutation to be king. Anu, Enlil, and Ea gave him gifts. Damkina, his mother, made cries of joy over him. She made his face glow with cries of, "Good!" To Usmu, who brought Damkina's gift at the glad tidings, he entrusted the ministry of Apsu and care of the sanctuaries. All the Igigi gods together prostrated before him, and the Enuna gods, all there are, were doing him homage. The whole of them joined together to pay him reverence. Before him they stood, they prostrated. This is the king. after his fathers had celebrated him in due measure, covered with the dust of battle. With cedar oil he anointed his body. He clothed himself in his princely garment, the kingly aura, the awe-inspiring tiara. He picked up the mace. He held it in his right hand. He held it in his left hand. He made firm at his feet. He set over. The staff of success and authority he hung at his side. After he had put on the aura of his kingship, his netted sack, the 𝀭Su, awesomeness, he was seated in his throne room, in his cellar. The gods, all there are, 🀭 and 🀭, made ready to speak and said to the Igigi gods, "Formerly Marduk was our beloved son. Now he is your king. Pay heed to his command." Next all of them spoke and said, 🀭 is his name. Trust in him. When they had given kingship over to Marduk, they said to him expressions of goodwill and obedience. "Henceforth you shall be provider for our sanctuaries. Whatever you shall command, we will do." Marduk made ready to speak and said these words to the gods his fathers. "Above 𝀭Su, the azure dwelling, as a counterpart to 𝀭Shara, which I built for you, below the firmament whose grounding I made firm, a house I shall build. Let it be the abode of my pleasure. Within it I shall establish its holy place. I shall appoint my holy chambers. I shall establish my kingship. When you go up from 𝀭Su to assembly, let your stopping places be here before your assembly. When you come down from heaven to assembly, let your stopping places be there to receive all of you. I shall call its name Babylon, houses of the great gods. We shall all hold festivals within it." When the gods his fathers heard what he commanded, they, "Over all things that your hands have created, who has authority save for you? Over the earth that you have created, who has authority save for you? Babylon, to which you have given name, make our stopping place there forever. Let them bring us our daily portions, our whosoever shall, our task that we, in his place, his toil." Marduk rejoiced. The gods, them light, he opened. The gods prostrated before him, saying to 🀭 their lord, they said, "Formerly we called you the Lord, our beloved son. Now our king shall be your name. He whose sacral spell saved our lives, aura, mace and net, every skill. Let him make the plans, we." That last little bit was rather fragmentary, I apologise. If you've watched any of these videos before, you know that that's unfortunately a hazard of studying Assyriology. The sources aren't always complete. But here we see Marduk using the body of Tiamat, who he defeated in the previous tablet, to create the universe. He creates the stars and sets them in their constellations. He creates the sun and the moon and describes how they should move. He brings forth the rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates, from her eyes. And then he stretches out her body to be the earth. And finally, he creates the city of Babylon, making it a place of welcome for the gods, which is quite fitting given that this myth was Babylonian in origin, and Marduk was the city god of Babylon. I think I said in one of the earlier videos on the Enuma Elish, this explains why Babylon was preeminent when this myth was written. It's kind of a political etiology. It's because Marduk, their city god, is king of the gods because he defeated Tiamat. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, until next time, resist poor scholarship. Always ask, how do you know that?